Hello, believers of Christ. Hope you're doing well. So, today I'll be taking you guys through Genesis chapter 5, verse 32. And it says, After Noah was 500 years old, he became the father of Shem, Ham, and Japheth. That's the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. So, this verse has 7 main teachings or lessons we can take away from it. The first one, God's calls can begin later in life. Noah became a father at 500 years old, reminding us that it is never too late for God to use someone or start a new chapter. The second teaching, God prepares before he moves. Before the flood narrative begins in Genesis chapter 6, the next chapter, God established Noah's family. Preparation precedes divine assignments. God sets the foundation before the mission. Yes, God sets the foundation for the mission before the mission begins. God always prepares us for greatness. The third teaching, family is central to God's plan. Shem, Ham, and Japheth were not only Noah's sons, but partners in God's redemptive work. Yes, Noah needed Shem, Ham, and Japheth for the future plans and future projects he had installed for Noah. The fourth teaching, your children can be part of your calling. Noah's sons would help him build the ark and survive the flood. This shows the value of involving our families in our spiritual calling and legacies. Yes, we should always involve our families in greatness. Yes, because it's amazing and very powerful. The fifth teaching, generational legacy matters. Shem, Ham, and Japheth would become the fathers of all post-flood nations, as we're going to see in Genesis chapter 10. That's a spoiler, we'll get there. I can't wait for Genesis chapter 10 and the next chapter, Genesis chapter 6. I can't wait. Our life choices can bless or burden future generations. We should choose them wisely. Yes, we should choose our life choices wisely with future generations in mind. The sixth teaching, God uses ordinary people for great purposes. Noah's family was not politically powerful or culturally dominant, but God still chose them. God chooses the faithful and available, not just the famous and influential. Yes, God chooses the faithful people and the available people to do his missions, not always the famous and influential. The seventh and final teaching, God sees and appoints each person by name. The Bible names each of Noah's sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, in that order, indicating their value in God's eyes. You matter to God personally. You're not just part of a crowd. Yes, you as a Christian, you as a human being, you matter to God personally. You're not just existing. You matter to God. You're important to God. God loves you. Jesus Christ loves you. You matter to Jesus Christ. We as Christians should not count ourselves out because of age or timing. God works in every season. Noah gave birth at 500 years old. Half a century is when he's getting children. That's crazy to think about in today's modern time and age. It's crazy. We as Christians should value our families and see them as part of our spiritual missions. We as Christians should raise our children with purpose, knowing that they may carry God's plans forward for us and for them and for the future generations. We as Christians should believe that our faithful obedience can impact generations to come. We as Christians should invite God into our family lives because he works through households, not just individuals. Yes, God works through families, not only through individuals, as we are seeing in this verse. We as Christians should be willing to start when God says it's time, even if it's later than expected. We as Christians should remember being named and known by God is our true identity. So that's the final verse of Genesis chapter 5. Another chapter done. Can't wait to go with you guys through chapter 6. Anyways, thank you guys so much. And as usual, God bless.